Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends retro-carded Venom figure from Hasbro. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this figure looks pretty damn good, and it is very clearly a, comic Venom, and just did a great job. Obviously, this is the big, bulky version of Venom. Not so much the kind of thinner version that we see from the movie, the taller but thinner. So this looks just really good. I really like the body type they used for this period. I think it works really well. Definitely looks pretty imposing. We get some more of the kind of like webbing or the kind of symbiote gooiness there on the forearms. Nice clean paint all around as well. So you can see there on the back, a little bit of spots here and there. I think it's more just from it being around, I guess. Actually, yeah, I don't know what that is, honestly. But the lines themselves are very, very clean, which is kind of nice. And yeah, other than that, black plastic. And one thing I think is interesting, and I'm assuming this was intentional, is you get some glossy parts and then some matte parts. And it looks, again, it gives it kind of a good dynamic. I don't know if that's just the plastic they used or what, but that is pretty cool looking. Another thing that I don't think is really showing up on my camera here, especially with my lighting, is that this upper torso piece is definitely a slightly different color from the rest of the plastic. It's very dark black everywhere, and then there's kind of a gray tone going on up here, and that does not look intentional. I think that's the plastic itself, which is a really interesting thing. But again, where it's not showing up on camera, I don't think it's a huge deal. Then we get to that face sculpt, and this is the default, or the one that's on in the package, and just amazing job here. I think this is possibly one of the heads that comes with the Null 2-pack. I don't have that one yet. It is on my list to buy though. And because it looks kind of like the movie Venom head, just kind of in the comic kind of stark colors. And we get all the teeth done nicely. Then we get the tongue with some awesome texture to it as well. It looks very kind of fleshy. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And again, the inside of the mouth itself is all painted, so get some nice depth there. And then we get all the wrinkles in the face as well. So really cool looking figure. Very straightforward when it comes to accessories, but that's not a bad thing. It definitely works. So starting off with hands, we do get these kind of clawed hands right out of the box. Some really nice extended nails, claws going on there. Then we get a pair of this. Then we get two different head sculpts. So we just looked at the open mouth, tongue kind of curling around the head face, and then we get a slightly more neutral one, just kind of a smile. And this definitely rings very true to the comics, and just kind of the proportions of it, the way the smile is going, just really like this one. But this might be the default head for me. So yeah, that will do it for accessories. Articulation here is definitely decent, but there are a couple major sticking points for me, which is a shame, especially with how good this figure feels in hand, and it is fun to pose to where you can get it. But we're gonna start off with probably the biggest, the most egregious issue, I think, and one that's probably been, if you watch any other reviews, they've no doubtedly pointed this out. But there's literally no lookup on the head, because the angle of the neck, the back of the sculpt of the back of the head, and the fact that they're doing this terrible barbell situation, which again, Hasbro just does not, none of their lines really capture that very well. You can see there is no space for that to move at all. So I will absolutely be modding this, and I've definitely seen a few people do it. It's kind of the same thing we saw with Lightning Collection, where it's just like, again, no up. You get your neutral, your forward, your neutral. You get a little bit of down. You get a little bit of tilt and rotation. So yeah, I'll be taking a sharp object to the inside of the port for that barbell joint, and kind of opening that up. Then we get some butterfly joints, which are very nice and generous. We're not quite to a T, but we're very, very close. We do get bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows bring us to there. We get hinge and swivel at the wrists. We get the barbell joint here at the diaphragm, and then our standard ab crunch at the waist. That allows us for some really nice crunch, some fantastic arch back, a little bit of tilt, and some rotation from that diaphragm joint. For the hips, not total splits, and honestly, I think just shaving down the tops of these of the thigh pieces it's going to give you more of a gap, but I think it's also going to give you a lot more range. So yeah, you're only getting about there. Then front kick is actually very, very nice. Get a full 90 there. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees bring us to there. Unfortunately, nothing in the calf, but we do get some very, very nice point, some fantastic forward, and tons of rocker. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here is with some other Marvel Legends. With some domestics. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with Articulated Icons, Oni and yours truly in human form as a Valorous Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Marvel Legends retro carded Venom figure from Hasbro is that this is a really cool figure. However, it does miss the mark on a couple of points. The neck joint in particular is just a huge miss for me. The fact that he can't look up at all is just frustrating. And again, this is something that has been an issue for me personally with Hasbro for a while. It just seems like they're trying to do what the imports are doing, and it doesn't work because they just don't have the allowance and the range that some of those imports have. The ball hinge works just fine. I've actually kind of garnered a greater appreciation for that kind of articulation point since Hasbro started doing this, because I miss it, and it would really kind of elevate this figure a lot. This would go from a basically, if you're a big fan of Venom or just really want this version of Venom, go for it. Or if you're looking for, you know, a figure that you can do a couple of tweaks to just to have a project, definitely go for it. But you know, it kind of keeps it down there as opposed to being a yes, absolutely pick this up. So yeah, take with that what you will. But overall, just hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if that's the case, I hope to see you back here. But really, at the end of the day, I just hope you're well. Hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.